George Floyd, but I know. I mean, we all passionate about it, but I know you got some real like.
Nah, definitely. I mean, we're gonna kick on that. We're gonna kick it on that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like at some point, there's enough. But then it's like
that's exactly how I feel, B.
You know what I'm saying? At some point, but then you know what's crazy? I'm gonna keep it real with you. See, I had these talks and these conversations with my father, and I ask him, I'm like, yo, and I'll be like, yo, this shit is bugged out. Like, you see what's going on? And he has a sense of like, it's bugged out. Older black men have a sense of understanding with this shit. Like, he always tells me when I bring, he like, say, this shit been going, that shit been happening. Y'all just seeing it now. So then it resonates more as I get older, as it progresses, because I can go through. I remember some years back, the brother in Florida. There's so many different brothers, but the brother I believe was in North Carolina or South Carolina. And he had his hands up and then tried to run, and he shot him in his back. You have so many imageries and visions of us being murdered, and it's so much because it does something to your psyche, like as an individual. You know what I'm saying? Like as a man, as a young black man, when you're not even with nobody. Like I'm sitting here, I look at my wife, I look at my daughter, and you just sitting here and you think, what are you going to do now to preserve your future? You know you're not going to be here, but what are you going to do to preserve the well-being of your children that are defenseless? You know what I'm saying? Because I said to myself, I had put it on Facebook, I said, it's crazy. I don't want to be the nigga that 100 years from now, when they look at history, they be like, yo, them bitch-ass niggas ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna look at history. History, it is what it is. Like, people get mad, like, yo, you could say this. Like, Jay-Z had a famous line. You could say what you want. But I forget exactly how you say. You could try to act like who you is, but regardless of the fact, you was who you was before you got here.
Well, you was who you was before you got here. You could change up top, but it's just the top layer.
That's it. So, like, at the end of the day, you could try to act and try to think it's something. It is what it is. Now, you're going to deal with the reality of it. Now, I know a lot of black people, like I was talking to some people today, and motherfuckers, like, and they from different facets. Not everybody's, they come from our neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? But I would say some more fortunate, you know what I'm saying? They had different paths in life. So they're fortunate, and not on no illegal shit like doing business and things of that nature. And just to hear how torn they are, because they have people that they quote unquote think of, or they're their friends, you know, like from other ethnicities and cultures, things of that nature. There's nothing wrong with to befriend these people, but through history, and another fucking ethnicity came and stood up for us, period. Nobody ever said, yo, nah, this shit ain't right. And I'm not looking for nobody to say it, but I can tell you this, everybody benefit from the hardship that we endure as a people, whether niggas know it or not. You know what I'm saying?
We always been sacrificial.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? Down to like how, now look at how they do the Mexican brothers. You know what I'm saying? Look at how they do them. They'll fool them and they don't and trick them and make them believe that they not us. Motherfuckers will flip on us to appease the overseer. There's a lot of weird shit going on out here. I'm just not with it. I pay taxes. We all here pay taxes, bro. So now I'm funding the outrage of my people. You got to be out your mind. So now it's like, when I say it gets psychological, you start like, yo, what the fuck is going on? What was given to me, and this is what I got. I just got to play it out with hopes that everything is going to balance itself out. That shit's not realistic. So then it bugs me out, because then I look at it from an aspect of, if you don't know who you are, you don't have a knowledge of self, how are you going to ask a person to step outside of themselves and think about the greater good of all? It's kind of fucked up. See, they played this game long ago, bro, from not letting you have knowledge of who you are, where you come from, your native tongue, things that. So there's a disconnect. So then now I don't look at you the same. I'm looking for me now. Now it's that white ideology that I was talking about last show. Now it's me, self. I gotta come up and get over and all that bullshit. We don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? So now that we dealing with that shit, people don't even know who the fuck they are. See niggas up here trying to befriend these niggas ain't your friend, nigga. Niggas will never invite you to their house and spend the night and shit like that around their kids and shit. No, I don't believe it. And if they do, they'll kill you like they did the lady in fucking what's her name? I forget the lady that spent the night at her friend's house. They murdered her. This shit that happening right now. So I'm not with the look, and I'm not saying be a bigot. I'm not saying physically kill them, but financially, emotionally, mentally, you gotta kill these motherfuckers off, bro. You gotta kill them off, bro.
I feel like the best thing we could do is come together. Because I mean, you know, obviously we got a common enemy, for lack of a better term, but we lack togetherness. You feel me? Like you said, the divide and conquer ideology. You know what I'm saying? They're breaking us up to move us apart so they could take us out one by one.
Shit been planted in us. We was young. Nigga call you an African booty scratcher. You ready to fight, nigga.
Tall baby, whatever.
You ready to scrap, nigga. The fuck? The fuck is going on? What the fuck kind of mind games they implanted in us from young to as now when you see a nigga getting killed, you be like, yo, that shit crazy. Like, what?
I think
shit is exhausting, B.
I think
honestly.
I think to y'all point, I think to Saviour's point, what happens is it becomes a systematic fear. So you see your brother get shot, and they have you so scared that if I say something or if I do anything, I'm gonna end up like him.
Subconsciously.
Right, subconscious. Right. It's a subconscious feeling. And then what happens is you feel like that. I feel like that. He feels like that. And then it's a trickle-down effect to everyone. And what happens is that fear overtakes people. Because like they always say, yo, listen, Pac said it, it was real. Fear is stronger than love. Fear is stronger than love.
It's a whole fact.
And what happens is they live off of the fear. To your point,
they played it fear in you when you was a baby. They play it fear inside the baby. So you grow with this thought of that you have an overseer. Anytime a white nigga come around, niggas start straightening up and shit for no reason. What the fuck is that? What's going on?
And that's again, that's a fact. And psychologically, what happens is you start to doubt yourself because you become almost two people. You have outwardly you're someone, and inwardly you're someone else. And when you get around them, you have a, like you said, subconsciously, I have to change. Like they have a saying, your white voice. So when you get on the phone,
we call it code switching.
Right. And what we're starting to learn is, and I think we've always known this, but it's even more, I guess, pronounced now. It doesn't matter what you do because they'll take you out either way. It doesn't matter how you are. You could be.
See, you know what that, not to cut your wisdom, because you definitely touched on it. You're right. But you know, it's so fucking sickening because you trying to appease these niggas and people, you trying to appease the overseer, right? So you want to step on eggshells and shit like that. But the only appeasement he sees is your demise, the conquering of you.
Yeah.
Like, it don't matter what you do or say or tap dance or try to make these niggas down. You let the nigga come around. You let them be cool. They don't even give a fuck. It doesn't matter what you do, as long as they control you. Once I have control of you, then I'm and I feel superior. It's a superiority complex. They call it a God complex.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. And I think that also ties into religion because I think a lot of people are starting to wean themselves off of religion.
I don't want to hear no nigga talk about no praying. Talking about praying and all this shit.
Because what happens is, like you said, with a God complex, people start to see that and they start to see who considers themselves the gods on the earth. And they say to themselves, well, if these are the gods, then I would hate to see who the devil is.
Sure.
Because what happens is systematically, whether it's economically, whether it's socially, morally, the whole nine, there's a pecking order. And if you reach a certain level, like when Jordan said that silly shit, yo, the ceiling is the roof, or whatever he said.
That's exactly what he said. He didn't mean that. He said the wrong thing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But really,
Jordan ain't too bright. He's smart, but that's why he be quiet.
Yeah.
The ceiling is the roof, man.
Smart, stupid nigga.
But if, a dumb billion. But if you really think about it,
such a smart, stupid ass guy.
Yeah, but if you really think about it, that's really how it is for our people. The ceiling really is the roof. Like you can't once you get to a certain level.
Box.
Right. It's like you get to a certain level, and what happens is there's a cap, and if you try to usurp that cap or get out of it, there's somebody there always trying to knock you down. They'll find little things that you did in third grade to try to slander your character. You know what I'm saying? I never forget the swimmer, Ryan Lochte. They called this man a 28-year-old kid. No, he was in his 30s, like 30-something. I think he was 33.
You talking about Olympics shit? He got knocked in the Olympics?
Yeah. And they said, man, he's a 30-some-year-old kid. I'm like, wait a minute. He's a 33-year-old kid.
That nigga would have been a 12-year-old man if he was black. Get that 12-year-old man and kill him.
Mike Brown, but hold on. Mike Brown was the 18-year-old man.
You know? They make the rules, my nigga, and they move the goalposts to fit their narrative. Like it's
like they say, man.
We got to stop empowering these niggas. That's just is what it is, man. Like, at the end of the day, I'm just sick and tired of them in all aspects. You know what I'm saying? Like, how they deal with other people, how they deal with society. How they think. You got this motherfucker Bill Gates. You have Bill Gates thinking he gonna get everybody vaccinated. You're not even a sign. Who the fuck do you think you are? Then you got Trump telling niggas, yo, I'm about to ban social media. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to get all social media banned. They think they can control every and anything, and I don't know who the fuck you think you are. Period. Because my thing is, what black people around y'all? Like, that's what I need to know. What black people with a conscience is around y'all? Type of motherfuckers that's let you niggas run around. Because I'm about sick and tired of it. You could go through every aspect and facet of life. Y'all niggas are the biggest thieves. Y'all thieves and plunderers. Y'all steal. You never invented or created it. Y'all steal. Still, nigga, you talk about Albert Einstein, that nigga's a thief. You know he worked at the patent office? You know all those things that he said he stole those ideas? Niggas be thieves, bro. You know, so you gotta be understand. I'm not listening to jacket. Them niggas pedophiles, y'all steal kids and babies. Y'all want all different types of shit that you hear. You never hear our people from that aspect because that's not our nature. That's not our purpose on this planet. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Anything that come from us is to make the human race grow and expand. That's what black people are here for, period. I'm not with it no more. We sit back. We want to be subtle. We don't want no war, no peace. But these niggas they're violent. They're violent, bro. They're violent every aspect.
That's a key thing you said. They're violent people. And anytime.
Never any reasoning, B. It's just squeeze.
Like in every aspect. And then to think that, oh, it's not gonna happen to me, or it's not. Why wouldn't it? Niggas will do something to one of our daughters. You think that they don't give a fuck? That's the reality of it.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Like with me, somebody like me, like I lead a life in a certain way because obviously I'm trying to stay out of trouble as a black man in America. You know what I mean?
So much.
You run the straight and narrow path. You know, I'm drug free, alcohol free, never been arrested in my life. Yeah. But all it takes is one time and I'm out of here. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that could fuck me up psychologically. It's like, why am I,
What is it all for?
Yeah.
What is it all for? At the end of the day, they gonna be like, yo, get on the ground, Slim, yo, kill me and shit. Like, what is it the fuck?
Anything can happen, bro. I'll tell y'all a quick story real quick.
Go ahead.
This had to be like 20. I had to be maybe 25 or something. Right? I was coming from work one day. Mm-hmm. A cop pulled me over a block away from my crib because he said I didn't put a turning signal on, right? So he pulls me over. I give him my license. Mind you, my shit crystal clear. I never been fucking arrested in my life. Never even been to a fucking precinct. Like, but you know, I guess the license came back clear, but the car was driving. I guess the tags was dead. So now he's nervous, right? And he's like, "Is this your car?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is my car. I had out of state tags." He was like, "You sure this your car?" Because I'm not. I'm like, "Yeah, this is my car. I live a block up the street. You know what I'm saying? You run my record. You don't." I'm getting nervous. I've been on the job 10 years. I've never been nervous. Now I'm nervous. Like, you couldn't pick a better time to be nervous? Like, out of all people in the world, you gonna be nervous with me?
That's a mind game, bro. He was trying to make bluff your hand. Because like he wanted to see, because if I come at him in this angle or this direction, I might force his hand. He might be like, "Oh nah, yo nah." He might show me a sign of, "Oh, he's lying." So then now give him an angle to come and attack you. That's how they think, bro. The niggas just playing a mind game, trying to manipulate you.
I looked at that nigga like he was nuts, man.
Yeah, like he bugged out, bro. Like,
I don't know if you remember this. One night it was me, you, Mel, and Ant. We were in Brooklyn.
I remember that, nigga. I remember that night. We was going to the fucking, what's that club in Brooklyn?
Juve. I think it might have been Juve.
Nah. It's a club in Brooklyn, man.
It was a club. Okay.
It was a fucking club in Brooklyn. We was fucking off over there in was it East New York?
Yeah.
The fuck is the name of that club in Brooklyn? I can't remember, but we was going there.
And
we didn't go there.
We didn't go in.
We was parked in front of a project, just chilling, just standing up, just talking shit. Mm-hmm. Niggas ran down on us crazy, nigga.
But here's the thing. I got so frustrated. I got so pissed. I'm like, yo, we're not doing nothing. And Melon, I'll never forget, Melon and looked at me like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Because when we got back in the car, them niggas was like, yo, wow, what the fuck is wrong? But I'm like, nah, and I knew I was in the wrong. So I wasn't too mad. But I'm like, we not doing anything. And I never forget, he was like, look, shut the fuck up. The cop. He's like, yo, tell him to shut the fuck up. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, all right. You know, at that point, I got quiet because I didn't want to put my friends in harm's way. That's why I shut up. And usually I would have just been like, all right, it's cool. Da, da. But at that, something in me triggered like, yo, we're not doing anything. It's 4 dudes.
Guess what? It don't matter at the end of the day. That's the fucked up part. It don't matter.
It was 4 guys standing at a car. You didn't see a weapon. You didn't see any liquor. You didn't see any contraband.
Nah, that shit don't matter, B. That's their job.
No. But remember,
they run down on niggas like that.
Right, but this was like what? What was this, like over a decade ago? Easily. So at that time, in my mind, I'm like, all right, enough's enough. Like, this is ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Because what happens is the more we lose both ways. Because if we don't say anything, internally, we feel like cowards. And if we do say something, we're liable to lose our lives. So what happens is you become so frustrated by the process that it eats you up. Because this is something that I was told when I was younger, and I didn't understand it until I got older. Peace is never, ever, like progress is never peaceful. It's never peaceful. So in order to get some type of progress, there has to be some type of war. War is never peaceful. And like you said, to Saviour's point, they are violent people. And when you're dealing with a violent people, this is the only way that they understand how to move in the world. They don't understand equality. They don't understand love. They don't understand peace. They don't care about that. Because to them, they've been dominant for so long. In their minds, they don't want to lose that dominance. Because if one day they actually lost that dominance, they would see how the rest of the world feels.
That goes into my point of I ain't even mad no more. I don't give a fuck, because this is what y'all are. Y'all the devil. Period. So at the end of the day, how you gonna deal with the devil? And that's just and you handle that accordingly. Like, I be talking to different people. I told you my man that used to live in New York City, he live in Florida now. He trying to like organize people who are like-minded in that sense, and I'm on the same type time. Like, if everybody on their same time, and I don't know exactly how we would do it. I know that we would have to like meet and congregate, and maybe everybody put in money, and then we have to trust niggas. I don't know, but niggas need to go buy guns, and niggas need to arm themselves and be prepared. Cause that shit's bullshit. And at the end of the day, if them people in Minneapolis didn't even have any weapons, and the police was shook out their fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? So imagine if people were organized and had weaponry and went to the station like, nah, I need all those officers out right now. It'd be a different story. It'd be a different story. If y'all don't place them under arrest, we placing them under arrest right now. Citizen arrest. Period. Because I seen it done. Hold on. But I seen it done. I seen it done just recently when the other brother was killed. Where was he in down south? The other brother just got killed.
Georgia.
In Georgia. Brothers came out. The black militia came out. They came out strapped to the T. Police wasn't bothering them. I didn't even know how the fuck they was able to do that. They was outside with the assault rifles. Like, fuck that.
Vest and everything, right?
Yeah, everything. Vest up, everything. They was deep. They wasn't even hearing it. So that's the type of time I'm with. Like, I don't know what the fuck everything else is, because at the end of the day, there's no rational decision with these niggas, because these people are looking to kill us in every aspect. Motherfucker, I'm tired of these niggas. We don't got no food. Look, even down to the food. The fuck is the purpose of GMO, bro? The fuck you doing? Like, this shit is insane, man. They won't let us serve them food in their neighborhood, but you got every fucking other people serving us food. Y'all don't love us.
That's
the fuck out of here.
That's a key point, because I had a discussion at my job. Like, we discuss. It's funny because we actually discuss here and there. We actually discuss race and the differences between our people. And you have some that are sympathetic to the plight. You have well, and then you have others that truly, in their mind, they don't understand what the fuck the other side deals with, because they've never been exposed to it. What happens is, we live in a world that we live in a have and have not society. You can't get mad at people, and I'm talking about them. You can't get mad at people for trying to find every wish and to find whatever way they can to survive in a system that you created.
Nah, B, I'm not even going to try to explain that shit, because we not stupid and they not stupid. They got eyes.
Right, no, let me finish though.
Like we got eyes. Them crackers know, and they see, they know what it is.
No, let me finish though, because you're right about that. And after a while, I stopped having the conversation.
That's right.
Because I realized by me explaining something, I'm not going to continue to explain something to you that you created.
That you know what it is, nigga. Fuck out of here.
You created the system, and now you getting mad at people for finding loopholes and cracks in the system to get by. If you created a better system, or forget you created a better system. If we created a system where everyone could flourish, then a lot of this shit wouldn't happen. But because
can't say that, B, it could not to cut you, G. You right, but then you not right, because then, nigga, you know how many Black Wall Streets we had, and they killed niggas.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying.
So this like I don't like the end result with y'all niggas is kill them.
Right, and that's
y'all don't even want to do no thinking. Y'all not trying to do any
right, bro. And
no reasoning.
Yeah,
right,
no reasoning.
Right.
Like, now we got
right,
killed.
And that's the point I was going to get to, is that
while we sitting thinking of a plan, like how we going to get with them as a
right.
people. Get the fuck out of here.
Right, no, that's the point I was getting to. You can't be rational with someone that's irrational. You can't give someone reason. You can't reason with someone that doesn't understand the logic of reasoning. So
at that point, it's no talking, B.
Right. So and I'm not trying to be funny with this. You ever talk to your girl, you ever talk to a chick, and she going crazy, and you understand, like, yo, all right, my point's not getting across because she's not trying to hear shit I'm trying to say. All she wants to hear.
Makes sense to talk. That's what I'm saying. That's my exact point.
Right. So by us talking, it's a waste of time. However, If we stay silent, then the only course of action, to Saviour's point, is the nuclear option, which is what back in the 60s, the Panthers and these different groups advocated. Any means, by Malcolm X, obviously, by any means necessary.
Yeah, force.
Right. Now, they've created a climate, it's almost an apocalyptic climate, to where it's like, look, you're creating a climate to where you want the world to be destroyed because you don't want to allow for anyone else to prosper. And that's where the fear comes in. Because like I said earlier, the fear is, damn, if they get any power, and I'm not talking about us, I'm talking about Asians, I'm talking about Latinos, I'm talking about Arabs.
They do got a certain sense of power, bro. It's black people, bro. It's black.
So
in the world that we
hold on.
In the world, niggas don't like us, bro.
Right, so I'll modify that. If we got any type of power, any modicum of power, then we would do what y'all did, and y'all wouldn't know how to handle it. Because that's what happens.
That's fair.
With a bully, that's what happens. What happens is, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be in a situation to where you're oppressed and you're treated a certain way for nothing, just because of what you look like. Imagine us being in the NFL and we had 30 black owners. Imagine having to create a rule to where you have to create a rule to hire whites. Imagine a reverse in affirmative action. Imagine a reverse in Jim Crow laws, and et cetera, whatever.
I ain't gonna hold you, but I ain't gonna hold you. I know, you know, for whatever reason, you know, we don't fuck with everybody, but Wale got a video out for a song he made called Sue Me, where he recreated.
I want to check it out, yeah.
He recreated everything you just said. He flipped everything. So if y'all get time, just take a look at that shit. It's a pretty dope concept video, and it's a visual to something that we don't know what it looks like. The name of the song is Sue Me, and you got a video for it. It's pretty dope. I ain't gonna say.
And I like Wale. And imagine a society like that, but they don't want to, because what happens is they don't want to look in the mirror. And what happens is, we're the mirror. We're the mirror. And we're showing you the atrocities that y'all are putting on people throughout history. It ain't even just us. You go to different countries, different nations. I mean, obviously different nations, different walks of life, different times, centuries, whatever. And you see the tyranny that they've caused throughout the world. It's nuts. If you look up the top 4 or 5 dictators in the history of the world, a lot of them have something in common.
But you know the crazy shit about that though, G? That's why it bugs me out when black people get so wholeheartedly involved with politics in this country, and you have no stance. Right. And it bugs me out, like, but niggas will be like, yo, I'm pro-Trump, or I'm pro-Joe, or I liked Clinton, or I liked Obama, or I liked anybody. Obama now, I don't fuck with, but we all know the common denominator. He was a black man. I give him that. And he's a father and a husband that had to hold his life down in a midst of hatred. So then I give him his props on that aspect. But even still, you got all these people you get wholeheartedly engulfed with these politics that have that proven to not have you involved or in mind. Like for centuries, right? For forever. Like this shit is dope. But opposed to people coming together, having an independent candidate that the people elect and stand behind. Niggas rather just be dumb, deaf, and blind and let somebody else lead them. You know what I mean? Like that's the atrocity of what's going on today. A lot of people are waiting for a leader and waiting for someone to give them the direction or what to do or how to go about it. Now, I tell you this, Fred Hampton and them niggas ain't know what to do. They knew they had to do something though. You know what I'm trying to tell you? Like, that's how I'm looking at it.
It's funny you bring that up, because although I wouldn't say they didn't know what to do. Remember, Hampton was 22.
No, they were educated, but when I'm saying, like, they didn't have a template.
No, they didn't have a template, but obviously, by what they did to him, he was on the right track.
Nah, he was educated. He read history, so he knew about how to go about certain things. Yes,
and he was doing that. What happens is, if you look at most assassinations and most people that have been killed in history, a lot of these guys were on the right track, and that's why they're remembered fondly throughout history.
Well, that's obviously what you said. Niggas just take us out. Like, that's
right.
Malcolm X.
Yeah, like,
Malcolm X.
And people, and that's the thing that people don't understand. And like you said, B, and we was talking about earlier in the conversation, they instilled the seed of fear at an early age. So then when you see a man that's strong, that you idolize, you like, oh shit, and you impressed by. You could take leadership from, you could take direction from, you could take wisdom from, and they go out and murder that person in front of you. But then they broadcast it. They make sure that you see.
I'm glad you said that. I'm about to flip this whole shit real quick. So, in another direction, I'm gonna take what you said, instilling fear when you young. Look at Michael Jordan in The Last Dance. This dude was maniacally competitive on the court. Now, off the court, they put so much fear in this man that he was going to lose or he wouldn't be able to attain everything that he did, that now, looking back 20 years, and even now, to most people, they look at Jordan as a coward.
Yeah.
Mind you, this is one of the most alpha people to walk the face of the earth, given the way that he carried himself.
That nigga made sure he did what they say.
Now,
and that's just
now.
How
so
you,
that goes back
you,
to
you know what I'm saying.
So that goes back to your point of the real installation of fear. This man literally would make up shit in his head to destroy the opposition. But off the court, he wouldn't even say whether he liked vanilla or chocolate ice cream. With the fear that if he chose chocolate, they say, oh, he's another nigga. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? So that goes to show you.
I'm not with not to cut your shit, G, but I'm not even mad at him. Cause I think you kind of we touched on this on a prior.
No, I'm not angry at him.
No, yeah, because like I'm glad he did what he did.
Right. Remember, I spoke about that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you said that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, he showed the nigga it didn't have to be a LeBron. It could have been a fucking Patrick Cataway that came. It could have been, and had the game, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm not going that way."
But my point is,
I'm not doing that.
But my point is he had to lay that down. He had to do that in order to create something. As to where I've seen Al Davis. Now look, Al Davis had love for black people, but he was unapologetic in the fact that he didn't give a fuck about you unless you were a Raider. He didn't care about nothing else. It wasn't about black, white, and he was a white Jew from Brooklyn. If you weren't a Raider, he didn't care whether you were black, you were white, you were pink, or blue. But he was unapologetic about it, and he was seen as a maverick, and now he's beloved for his stance. He didn't have to, he had a couple fights with the NFL, but it didn't hurt his bottom line. He was able to be himself. If you watch The Last Dance, Michael Jordan's not, he's polished, but Michael Jordan's a nigger. You hear some of the shit he was saying?
But you said it, though. He a Jew.
But what I'm saying.
Right. And go back to our point. Like, Michael had that fear implanted in him already.
Right, but what I'm saying, my
point
Smith
is, from his high school coach, nigga was scared shit out that nigga. So that nigga was like, I gotta make sure I appease Whitey.
Nah, you're right. But my point is, Al Davis didn't have to appease nobody but Al Davis. If Michael Jordan was able to, okay, but my point is, and
the reason why I'm saying that is because it's the ideology. Like, when you were a little boy and you getting brought up, you better watch out. If the police stop you, you do what they say. You don't move.
That's
Like they coached you into fucking being a fucking slave from when you come out.
Right. So my point is, I took the most extreme person as far as being competitive and having that drive, a black person, and seeing how they try to quote it, as to where, like you said, with somebody like Al Davis, you know what I'm saying, or somebody like that, they're told to be bold. They're told to, like, you know what?
Yeah. That's how they raise. They raise not to be scared.
That's the point. So to me,
you can't lose.
Right. And that's the thing. When you can't lose, you playing with house money. You can't lose, you playing with a stacked deck. That's it. So when we look at the world, yo, we damn near 500 years behind. So it's not even about catching up. Honestly,
agree with you though. We really not 500 years behind, no God. That's why I be saying we just gotta tap in and learn our true nature of who we are, where we come from.
Nah, I agree with you. It's not so much
because we're really like 10,000 years ahead of these niggas still.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm saying as far as from a systematic standpoint, we behind.
From how it's structured. Yeah,
right. The structure.
But the crazy thing is, any structure can be destroyed.
Listen, man, shit is nasty, bro. You know what I mean? We could talk about this shit a million different times. You know what I'm saying? Shit is nasty. Who knows when change is ever gonna come? You know what I'm saying? Because we waiting on people to change that ain't changed in ever.
I'm keeping it real with you. I ain't waiting on nobody to change. You gotta make your change. You know what I'm saying?
You got you can't.
The only thing I can think of is like, yo, if we all would have come together and we all were like, you know, at least there was some sort of structure. It don't even gotta be. And for that, yo, niggas gotta trust each other. Gotta be trust and it gotta be structured. But for that aspect, and it don't gotta be on a large, broad, crazy scale, but every community is unified, right? And then it'll be a network that we all congregate. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And from that aspect, we need to put dues together so we can have our own police department, like the Jews be fucking having. We need our own police. Like, there's no reason why we don't have our own. We're not funding and paying some motherfucking people that look like us to make sure and monitor that these niggas are not going outside they fucking their laws and parameters when they dealing with and interacting with us. Because I live over here in fucking Flushing. I tell you this, the Jews over here got their own cops.
They got EMTs and everything.
They got EMT. They got the niggas got, and I'm talking about cops with lights on their car. They blow through lights, all that shit over here. Like it's an emergency. Like they're really police. So this is what I'm saying. Like, and it bugs me out. So what gives them the right? So then at the end of the day, that these are things that I don't understand. Why isn't this established in the black community where we are targeted the most? We need to have our own fucking cops, bro.
Do you think it's ignorance? Do you think it's lack of knowledge on our part as a people?
It's lack of knowledge. I don't think people really even understand.
No, I don't think it's a lack of knowledge.
But everybody don't really fathom the concept that the Jews really got their own police.
Nah, I don't think it's a lack of knowledge. I think for some it might be, but I think the vast majority is not a lack of knowledge. I think a lot of times it's a lack of resources, because that's what it comes down to.
As well.
They have the resources. If you say, I won't. If you look at the most profitable people in the world, I guarantee you they're probably number one.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I'm talking about Italians, Irish, whatever. I guarantee you they're number one. So when you have an economic base to pull from, you can have your own police, your own EMTs, your own doctors.
And that's my whole thing.
So I don't think it's a lack of knowledge or a lack of. I think some of it might be ignorance, depending on how you look at it, but a lot of it is resource. If you give, perfect example, if you take a dude, Jay-Z, Jay-Z's a smart guy. You know, we would all say smart guy. If he grows up in Garden City, he's running Microsoft. He grows up in Marcy. Now, he still wound up running a company, but he had to go through too much shit in order to get there. See what I'm saying?
How do we know, though? You know what I mean? How do we know that, he going to end up running Microsoft if he's
because he's brilliant.
Poverty could be the catalyst for his
right.
That propels him to greatness.
It could be, but intellect is intellect. Like if you know what I'm saying, like that's something that if you have it, you have it.
Yeah, but at the same time, you gotta understand there's no sense of urgency for some of these people because of their resources.
Right. But also that resource could lead him to say, okay, because mind you,
it's a lot of different variables.
It's a lot of variables and it's not cut and dry. But if we're taking Jay-Z, we're just talking about his personality and his drive and his ambition, then I can say that. Just like if you take James Dolan, or if you take, not even Dolan, if you take a lazy rich kid and you throw him in the hood, he'd be a lazy bum. The difference is he wouldn't be able to have a certain lifestyle. See what I'm saying? So,
but you gotta understand what I'm saying though is that shit is cultivated by where you at.
Right. I get what you're saying.
So if you switch it,
right, environment dictates certain variables, certain things. I agree with you. But I'm saying to you, if you take an intelligent person, and I'm just talking about intellect. Intellect is something that it doesn't discriminate. If you're a bright person, you're a bright person. Like it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. Like math is universal. If you understand math, it doesn't matter what you are, who you are. So maybe he wouldn't have ran Microsoft, but he would have still had an easier time in life attaining some of the things that he wanted to attain. Now, to your point, maybe coming from where he came from, it gave him a unique perspective and it allowed him to venture out, do different things, and have a perspective that others didn't have. Mm-hmm. So with that, I agree with you. But like I said, intellect is intellect, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think coming from the hood, it helped him cultivate who he became or who he wanted to be and stuff like that.
Nigga had to create all his own opportunities, man, at the end of the day.
Right. And when you do that, yeah, it's a different sense of urgency, like you said.
Can't nobody tell you shit when you do that.
Right. But my issue is that we always have to go, I ain't gonna say always, most of us have to go through that in order to achieve and attain things that some people don't have to do.
True.
Bill Gates is the richest man on earth. He didn't have to go through this to realize it. He didn't have to go through shit to realize his dream, except for be ambitious and persistent. Mm-hmm. That's my point.
Like there was no gatekeepers keeping him out of anything type shit.
Exactly. He left Harvard. He said, fuck it.
He ain't need the fucking credentials like how we need credentials to get opportunities.
Mark Zuckerberg left Harvard.
Same
he
shit.
Didn't need it. He didn't need it.
How y'all feel about college, yo? How y'all feel about college?
I think the civil service is the way to go at this point. Because I work with people. I work with teachers that I will tell you, and I've always known that. I will tell you, listen, learn a trade, make your money. You don't owe anybody. You spend most of your life paying these people back. That's what you do. You basically working for other people your entire life, an education that they encourage you to get, but I gotta pay. Even when I start making money, now I have to leverage my life in order to pay you back.
In order to have an opportunity to earn. Because nothing's guaranteed.
Right. So I would say civil service is the way to go because you don't owe nobody shit. You know? Or invention. So if you are inventive and you're, creative, that's the way to go. It's either be inventive or do that. Because the other shit, you got teachers they still got to go back to school. They still got to pay loans.
It don't stop, bro. It doesn't
stop. It doesn't stop. So
is that shit a racket?
Huh?
Is college a racket?
Big business, yeah. You got the drug game, you got Wall Street, and you got college.
It's crazy.
That's the hustle. That's the hustle.
On every level.
Because every level.
It's on every level, nigga.
It goes back to that word, systematic.
Listen, man.
But,
I can't call it. I know this shit's tiring, bro. You know what I mean? Seeing the same shit over and over. Shit's draining sometimes. I ain't gonna hold you.
Like Groundhog Day.
It's draining. I wonder what the little babies feel like. Niggas don't even think about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different aspect of what you how you taking it in from our age. But then when we was young, we had shit. I remember Rodney King. Like I remember like certain shit. Like it wasn't this as frequent that it was exposed. Even though
we didn't see as much, at least.
Yeah, I mean, we wasn't privy to seeing it as frequent. But even though it was still happening, now it's a different reality that they live in on a constant basis. And you got to think, how does the babies feel? The ones that's
I think the babies
12, 13, you know what I'm saying, 14.
I think what's going to happen is that they say that if you don't learn from history, you're doing to repeat it. And I think when it comes to the babies, I think eventually they're gonna become a generation that look at Chicago to where they don't care, and that restlessness and that hopelessness will, unfortunately, it manifests itself to the point to where you harm yourself and your people as opposed to harming the people that are disenfranchising you.
That's because you don't see any value in self.
Right, you don't see any value, and once they don't see
self.
Right, and once they don't see any value in themselves, then that means they don't see any value in you.
The next nigga's expendable.
Yep, disposable.
Right, yeah, right, disposable. And once I feel like I'm disposable and you're disposable, now it's a game of chicken. So, but the problem is we're playing chicken amongst ourselves while they sit back and they throw the bait like, yeah, go ahead, we don't care. If D-Rock kills Poe in the south side of Chicago or the west side of Chicago, who cares? Who cares? But if you kill Becky in Peoria, now we got a problem in our hands.
Well, in that aspect, though, see, but that's like, it's so simple but yet complex. But that's why I always say knowledge itself is you can't gloss over the fact that the black man God, the black woman is the earth. This is how you get value. You understand what's your nature and who you are. When you look at and given the power to
but like you said, you made a great point earlier. Like you said we can't wait on change. So with that being said, that's a fact. So with that being said, like you said, I don't think you said this, but I think you were along those lines. Self-love, self-education, more knowledge of self. And this is something that we have to do amongst ourselves. Because like you said, we can't wait for them to educate us. Because if you're waiting for them to educate us, they're going to educate us on things that they want us to know.
They ain't going to teach you. You know
Listen, I love history. And if you read the history books, the history books are, they're almost unreadable when you understand what actually went on and what is something I want you to watch is The Untold Story of the United States by Oliver Stone. And the tyranny that has been caused throughout history across the world will blow your mind in the name of life, love, and liberty. And I'll end it on that. I can't say it any better than that.
And I agree with you, brother. I definitely agree with your standpoint. You know what I'm saying, where you're going. And I feel like the only way to truly be free in this world, you gotta have knowledge of self. You gotta know who you are. You gotta know truth. You gotta know history. You gotta know where you come from, and not just you as an individual. You gotta know the history of this country and how we ended up here, and the different things that transpired by us being here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't even teach you the fucking Statue of Liberty is for free slaves. They ain't never taught us that in school. They never told us that. They told us for liberty and justice. That don't mean that shit. That shit for black people, bro. You fucking thieves. So at the end of the day, you don't want to empower us in no kind of way for us to ever feel great. Period. Right. They don't want you to feel good. Why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? So until people realize that, till our people realize, like, yo, until I know that I got to make myself feel good, I got to know the truth about myself. I got to know where I evolved from and where I descend from, so I know where I'm going to be. Well, I know my direction and where I'm going. So these little niggas is so, they quick to kill each other and shit like that because they don't know who they are. So they don't know who another nigga is. Mm-hmm. They know he Crip. They know he Blood. They know he GD. They know this. So they know the gang. They so all right, and I'm against that gang. So then fuck everything that comes. They don't know. They don't know nothing.
What they don't know is, you're right. What they don't know is the biggest gang in the world, or the biggest gang in Chicago, is Chicago PD. And the biggest gang.
That shit, New York City. New York City is dealing with that dumb shit, bro.
And the LAPD.
No Brooklyn niggas in Brooklyn is dying like hotcakes. It's for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't even to that standpoint. Like, yeah, you a gangster. You a gangster. Y'all both on the other sides. Niggas gonna kill this nigga. Niggas gonna kill this nigga. All right, you gonna kill everybody until what? Is shit stop when what? Everybody dead? When it went in because everybody got a friend on each side. So if you kill this nigga, man, he gonna ride. You kill this nigga, man, he gonna ride. You kill him, it's gonna. So it's another ending cycle. That's what you telling me, boy. You telling me you go? This is I'm just going. So then you might as well go rob a bank, nigga. You might as well go rob a bank. Yeah, you going out because like you might as well rob a bank and get the money for the game,
and then go out. Get a bigger cause to sacrifice yourself for.
There's another ending cycle of stupidity, and right now that's not what we need, nigga. And I know a lot of times niggas' feelings be in all disarray because you know you niggas be attached. Let me tell you something. My uncle told me the realest shit, man. He's like, yo, it's 3 planes of life, man. We on a physical plane right now. People so attached to the physical plane, but at the end of the day, the physical plane is the first thing to go. You still here when you die. Does energy die? All right, then. You not energy? But don't be fall in love with the flesh and be thinking like that's all that you got left, nigga. Nah, nigga. That's why you supposed to drop jewels and build every day and keep going because at the end of the day, the flesh gonna go. You gotta know that's just a wrap, bro. Don't fall in love with this shit. This shit's just one vessel, bro. Then when you get to the next plane, what you gonna do? You gonna be scared? You ain't gonna know what to do. What you gonna do? Fuck out of here with that dumb shit, man. Niggas gotta stop playing with their life, and that's all I gotta say with that shit. And at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be out here worried about my own kind, worried about the white man. But I'm tired of that shit. Niggas better get it in line. We will not harbor the weak this trip, nigga. Every trip, niggas wanna harbor niggas and be like, yo, man, it's our bro. You not in on this shit. You exterminated, just like the rest of these niggas. Niggas is playing, man. I ain't with that shit because I ain't gonna have my daughter out here being sold in a fucking in a Thailand fucking sex trade because you white niggas is weird and want to kidnap babies and all types. I'm not with all this. Well, who knows what y'all niggas? I'm not going out like that.
Yo, speaking of daughters, man, shout out to Brandon's daughter who just turned 15.
Yeah, happy birthday, baby B.
Shout out to her, man. And shout out to Brandon, too, because it ain't sweet, man. 15 is not sweet from what I understand.
It's not. And I, it's funny because the conversations that we have, she and I, it makes me look back to when I was 15 and the shit I was into and the girls and
nigga 15 come around with my daughter, I'm gonna send them down. I'm like, yo, you ready? You gonna die for my daughter? Shit go get real critical tonight. You would die for her tonight?
But we gonna discuss that on another episode because I got a whole
ready to die for her. You don't even need to call
that's hold that because that's the next show because I got a lot to say on this one.
You a real nigga, right? Push come to shove, you a man, right? You gonna stand up for? You gonna die, nigga? Get out of here, nigga. That's how I'm on it, nigga.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Fuck is wrong with niggas? Little stupid ass nigga. Because at the end of the day, my lady been with her 12 years, nigga. Hey, parents know she's safe I'm nigga, I ain't let anything. My pride as a man, nigga, I died before I let a nigga do something happen to her out here in this world. You crazy? You better, nigga, little nigga, you come around here, you better be ready to die, nigga. You ready to die?
That's a wild question to ask a nigga.
All right, then I want to see your answer. I want to see how you feel.
That's the next episode, though, man. That's the next episode, man.
Right.
But yeah, I'm pretty much. I don't really like.
Yo, but hold on, Mike. You say that's a wild question. Nigga ain't ready to die, but you ready to make life though. You'll fucking around and come in my daughter, right?
That's the niggas ain't ready for that neither though.
You'll make a baby.
Yeah,
right?
no, we got. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that's.
But you ready to die, nigga?
Oof.
I mean, that's how you gotta give it to them so they understand.
Yeah, shit ain't no joke. And then if you think it's a joke, nigga, you need to go. This ain't no joke. You need to go, bro. You'll be 18, you think life ain't no joke? You see what they doing to black people outside? You ready to die, nigga? Playing with my daughter? I'm not playing with none of these little niggas. I swear to God. Can't wait till my daughter turn 15. Tough. Stupid ass nigga. Wrong house you came in here. Wrong girl you thought was pretty. Stupid ass nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga. Tough.
But
next episode, you right? Because it's just tough. Next episode, you right? I got a whole conversation about that. Next.
I know. This was a great one.
It's a beautiful one, my brothers. Love y'all both.
I hope that's a fact. I hope that everyone was at least enlightened and understand that we all in this shit together, man.
You got me tight. In this shit, bro. You got me tight. Because what bill you pay, little nigga? What bill you pay? You calling my daughter, my nigga?
Yo.
You called her, nigga?
Yo, if y'all ain't know, man, for coaching purposes only, regular
nuts, bro.
Say God, Dr. B gave niggas homework this episode. Y'all gotta come back next episode, man. We talking daddy shit. Pause. Fellas. Word. Keep your head up and your eyes open.
All right. Later.
Peace.